I'm Salad and I saw the Twilight Zone episode 4, the 16mm Shrine. It is directed by Mitchell Lyson, written by Rod Serling, and if you haven't seen this episode, I will spoil it for you. This episode starts with following this lady who's just rewatching films from the 1930s from when she was a lead actress, and now she's just in a room all the time. You got people who are concerned about her. You got her assistant is concerned about her, a guy just like coming in and out is like concerned about her, and it's like, dude, this chick is missing out on love. She was so focused on romance movies that she's just now alone, and she's like, oh wow, well, I wish I was in a romance part. It's like, go find somebody to date. Find a husband, lady. Like, if you want romance, movies don't accurately represent romance. That's all written and such. Romance is like off the cuff. It's more like improv, honestly. So this lady don't get it at all. This is very sad. And honestly, I think this also applies to every human, including myself. The tendency to want to look on the past and be like, oh yeah, I remember when I ate ants off of the floor because the ground was dirty and I wasn't being fed enough, and so I wanted to eat some ants and squish some ants, and did you know they're orange inside? I bet you didn't know that. Yeah, reminisce about the goodness of the childhood. And I've encountered a lot of people who reminisce about their childhood, some more than others, and she's just stuck in the past. We even have her friend from out of town is like, hey, I want to come see you, because, you know, all of her friends from the past have either died, left, or retired, you know, and she's like, has the opportunity to meet her old friend, and then she goes into like the living room where her old friend's at, and like her face is like from smiling to like frowning. It's like, oh, I thought I would meet the guy in the movie. It's like, no, it's been 20 years. This guy is aged. Oh, look at his face wrinkles. You should really care about that. But she's like, no, I want to live in the past. I'm going to be the type of person to just hunker down, and I'm going to live in this air-conditioned room forever. And here I am, just like, please, that's not good for your health. You're going to waste the rest of your lives reminiscing on your past when you could have made some nice new memories. Oh my goodness, please. And you have loved ones who care about you, who are desperately trying to get you to listen to them. I'm just like, ah. I think she gets a fitting ending though. She goes back into her air-conditioned, very dark cinema room, and then is like, oh, I wish that I was in there. And then, you know what's interesting? Her assistant comes in and is like, screams, and I'm like, what happened? Where is she? Did she like end her life or something? That was my first thought. And then, oh, the projector was turned off. The guy who really appreciated her and really wanted to help her, yeah, that guy turns the projector on and she's there. I'm like, how did this happen? This is the Twilight Zone. It doesn't matter how it happens. It just happened, and now she's in a place that she wants to be. So, you know, good for her, I guess. But when the reel stops, does her life stop too? Yes. The answer is yes. This is what I got out of this episode. Another thing that I got out of this episode is that if you stop being present and you reminisce on the past, you might as well be dead, because the past is, you know, in the past it's not right now. You're only focused on the past, and it limits your point of view. It limits your scope on how you view things. Like, she's like, oh my goodness, the guy. She's like really disappointed when the guy didn't look like the guy in the movie. It looked like him, but 20 years aged. And she was disappointed with reality, and so she wants to live in a fantastical made-up world, and with that she's now has a limited lifespan. I mean, she's already practically dead because she's not going out and living. So, you know, I just like the literal metaphor. I mean, the literal like physical thing to represent this metaphor that if you are not present, you're pretty much dead. If that makes sense. Am I making sense? Anyway, I like their performances in this episode. Also, the place that they're at, she has a beautiful home. The fact that she's just holed up in the house is really sad to me. I wish she could appreciate herself a little bit more and expand. Like, she's got a lot of furniture in that one room, but it doesn't seem like she has a lot of furniture in the other rooms. She really should use her real estate. Like, geez, what are you doing, lady? Well, I know what you're doing, but why? Oh, I know why you're doing it. Dang it! Freaking buy a are you working? How can you afford that place? Oh, or do you maybe own it? That might be the reason. But, like, you have to pay other things, too, like house insurance and, like, fire insurance. Well, this is the 50s. I'm not exactly sure if you have to pay for those things. But, you know, you probably have to pay for something. Where's her income? I honestly wish that this was expanded upon. But that's just my natural curiosity. This episode represents a good lesson. And so, for that, I gotta give this a solid, 8 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. YouTube really likes that. If you want to fast track a movie review, you can do that for $20 dinos at patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you'd like to help support the daily grindiness of all them daily movie reviews, you can go to this link tree. So you can go here. And until next time, mint salad saw. I'll see you later, my stock croutons, baby bits. I'm gonna go now. Fuck. Ow.
Alright.
Yeah, I fell.
You fell?
It scrapes and stuff. I didn't fall that hard, but you know, I tripped over a rock. Oopsie.
Audio recording?
Yeah, the audio's still going.
What do you mean you tripped on a rock?
You know, I was running and then I did a little tumble.
It wasn't on camera.
Oh.
Damn, the angle was high. That's great. Fall. Good end of it. Is there a rock in your pants? How did you fall?
I just ran too fast. I was too fast like Sonic. You know, Sonic has great abilities to not trip. Do you ever think about that? He never trips.